it's good to have you here on Eleva.
Thank you.
I wanted you to come in because I had asked you to be on here, and you were like, but I think you were saying I'm still young, I'm still writing my story, something like that. And you said, no, and I said everybody has a story. So tell us a little bit about how you contacted us, how you met us, and
Yeah.
let's go from there.
Okay. So, well, I was born and raised in Danville. Let me just give you a little backstory. I've always,
Danville.
yeah,
Is
it's,
that like a bigger city?
oh, no. It's like 3,000 people. Yeah.
I'm just messing with
Yeah,
you.
you are. No, it's so small. But so I didn't want to go to tech at first. I hated just living at home. I wanted to leave, get out of Danville. So then I went to Henderson State University in Arkadelphia.
Everybody wants to leave.
Yeah, because I don't know, as
You guys
somebody,
want to leave, and I was trying to come here.
I guess just growing up in a very small town is like there's nothing to do. It was just very boring. Just, I don't know. I'm a very big city girl. So, not that Arkadelphia is a big city, but so when I went there, it was during COVID. Well, COVID hit in 2020, and I was in college in 2019. That's when I started.
At Henderson?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was like, no, this isn't going to work out for me. That was something that I struggled was learning online. That's just never been one of my biggest
Tell me
strengths.
about
So
it.
I was like, no, this isn't for me. I was failing classes, and I was like, I'm just gonna take a break. So that's when I dropped out of college. I dropped out I don't want to say dropped out. I took a 2-year gap or a 2 gap
Just
year.
a 2-year gap.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all done it.
And so, but when I did try to come back, I had to pay Henderson back, and it was like $10,000.
Wow.
So I was like, well, I don't have that kind of money right now. So I worked throughout the 2 years, and I paid them off. And so, well, with the help
why
of my
did you owe
parents.
them like?
Oh,
10,000?
because I think it was they gave me FAFSA, and if you drop school, I believe that you have to pay it back. And so that's where it really all began. So then,
So you paid money that you didn't really.
because it was borrowed.
Okay.
So since I didn't finish school, it's like almost like a contract between you and the.
Yeah. But you didn't get your education worth because you dropped out. But you had to pay them.
Yeah, I had to pay them.
Okay.
And to get your transcript, you had to give them the money in balance. So I couldn't go back to school unless I had that transcript, because other schools, what do they need? The transcript. So yeah, with the help of my parents, I'm very grateful for them. They helped me pay it off, and then I paid the rest off. And yeah, I was able to go back to school. But between that time that I was off, that's when I kind of went a different route. I moved to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I was just living my life, but I wasn't really gaining anything from living up there. I was just, working as a bartender, as a server, and it really wasn't anything meaningful, but I did find some of my best friends up there, and I'm very grateful. I don't what is it? What's the word? Regret. I don't regret anything. And so while I was up there, that's when I became pregnant, and I was terrified when I found out that I was pregnant. I was terrified.
So they kind of shifted
Yeah,
your world, like where you were going, what you were doing.
Yeah, that
like,
shift.
I'm pregnant now.
Yeah, that really made me sit down, and I was like, okay, this isn't just about me. This is about me and a baby, like a human. And so that's when I really had to put my thinking cap on, and I was like, okay, what do I want to do? What's my next step? And so when I told my parents about it, obviously being in a Hispanic household, you can kind of imagine that they weren't very, at the time, they were just disappointed. They were disappointed and more like sad for me, and because of my situation. But I was like, you know what? It's okay. Like, I'm not going to let this define who I am, and I'm not going to let this push me back. Yeah. So what I did was I moved back home, and I knew that I wanted to continue my career. And that's when I kind of found my passion with like social media and like the digital world. So when I moved back home, I switched my major to business and digital marketing. Wow. And so that's when I met Tal. or well, around that time. But before that, actually something crazy happened. And at my 6-week postpartum checkup, my doctor found a little nodule in my throat, in my thyroid. And she was like, I want to get this checked out. It might not be anything, but you just never know. We want to be safe. So she scheduled me an ultrasound, and then I went to my ultrasound. And at my ultrasound, the lady was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this looks a little unusual." And she was like, "It might be nothing." Everybody kept saying it might not be anything, but in my mind, I was starting to like think like,
Yeah.
what if this is something else? And so fast forward, they scheduled me a thyroid biopsy. So then I go to my thyroid biopsy here at St. Mary's, and they stuck a needle like this long. It was painful too. First, they gave me a numbing shot in my throat, and that was like probably the worst pain. It really hurt. It felt like something had stung me.
Mm-hmm.
And the doctor was like, "It's gonna be a little bee sting." No, that was a huge bee sting. That was like a wasp sting, but it did hurt. And so he kind of told me that the procedure was just gonna be him trying to gather some tissue cell from my thyroid or from the little nodule. So he said, I'm going to need enough to send it off to pathology. So then he sent it off and he said, yeah, so this does look unusual. It just looks like there's abnormal growth around the nodule. So he told me that a lot of pregnant women, after they give birth, it happens to them. And it could be like the little nodule could be benign, or it could be malignant. It could be cancer. So then I was like, okay, just kind of trying to stay positive about the whole situation because I had already had a rough year. So when he told me that it could have been cancer, I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this just can't be real. So they sent off the result, or they sent off the tissue cell to UAMS. And my results came back on New Year's. It was like the 1st of January when I found out that it came back for positive carcinoma for my thyroid. So I was like, wow. So it was real. Like I had cancer. I had thyroid cancer. I didn't really know what to do with that information. I was like, I didn't know anything. What are you
feeling at that moment? Like you go
Well,
to Fayetteville, you're doing your thing, you get pregnant,
I come back and
then now you get this news.
Yeah, I don't really know. I was just kind of like, this just, in my mind, it was like, this just can't be real, you know? Like, what do you mean I have cancer? Like, I'm so young. And so we don't know anything. We don't know how long I had it for. We don't know what caused it. But once I started talking to my family, they were like, you know what, I believe that my daughter saved me, because if I wouldn't have gotten pregnant, I wouldn't have gone to this appointment, and they would have never found it. They would have never detected the cancer. So I think in a way, like, I'm a true believer that everything happens for a reason. And so me getting pregnant, me going to that doctor's appointment was just, like it was meant to happen like that. So
I hear that a lot. Everything happens for a reason, and sometimes it's not the best news, or the best of things, Like there's the happy things that happen, and wow, I'm glad that happened. It happened for a reason.
Yeah.
But in this case, I mean, you're getting pregnant, and you're a single mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't have the guy to support you partner, or be part of it. So very, very, strong situation to be in. Luckily you have your parents back up. But,
no, yeah, I am, like I said, I'm very grateful for my parents. They have been there from the beginning. Like I said, they weren't very happy about the news in the beginning, but now they're like over the moon with my baby. It's like their baby.
Yeah.
And so they have been there through everything, and I know I've put them through a lot. Yeah. But that just kind of shows like what kind of people they are.
Yeah.
They aren't.
You're their daughter. They love you.
Yeah, and they aren't the ones to
like worse, I guess, right?
Turn their backs. Yeah, on me. They were like, no, you are moving back home, and we will help you. They were like, we will not let you fail. Yeah. And because of them, I am able to go to college again, because my mom is the one that she sacrifices so much for us. Yeah. Especially now that with my baby, she's the one that takes care of her while I'm at school or while I'm at here at work.
Why don't you give your mom and your dad a shout out in
Yeah,
Spanish if you want?
like, solamente les quiero decir que los amo mucho, los quiero y estoy muy orgullosa de ser su hija y me han enseñado a ser una persona positiva y que le eche muchas ganas y más que todo amar a Dios sobre todas las cosas. Yeah.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys don't know, I'm a crybaby. Like I'm a little teary eyed. So just
No.
let me take a breather.
Yeah.
And then
It's okay.
I have big eyelashes, so they kind of suck in the water. So I don't have to.
No, but yeah, my mom, she's she's very faithful. So she loves God, and every night sometimes we do kind of like, we don't want to pray, Mom. She makes us pray the rosary.
Véngase para acá.
Yeah. Vamos a orar. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so, but I think that has definitely helped me, turning to God. Yeah. And I'm a big believer of God. So like I said, I believe that this was his plan, whether people are like, no, that was your plan. No, I believe that this was his plan. But yeah, so within that time, I had surgery this February, or I believe it was March. I can't remember. But they took out 9 lymph nodes full of cancer with the
From
biggest.
your throat?
Yes, from my thyroid over here. So I don't have my left thyroid anymore. So my thyroid is like a butterfly, and they took the left side out. So I only have this right. And so my doctor said that the biggest one was 1.1 centimeters. So that's pretty big. And so thankfully I am cancer free. It just kind of all happened so fast. And I'm like, who would have thought? Like I'm a cancer survivor,
Yeah.
Even though it was stage 1, I'm so lucky that we found it in the time that we did.
Wow. And this is all happening this year? This year?
This year. And that's
because you told me that you showed up to the meeting with Tao and you still had stitches.
Yes. So
did you notice the stitches? No.
Yeah. So it was in February when I came, or March when I came to talk to Tal, because I was so new in the digital marketing world that I was like, I need experience. I need knowledge. I need to gain some skills before I graduate, because nowadays companies don't care if you graduate or have a college degree. What they care about is the experience, that's really what it is, and like the networking and connection. So I had seen Brainstorm Agency for a minute, and I was just curious. I was like, I wonder what that is. Like, what kind of place is that? So when I went and came in and talked to Tel, he kind of gave me an overview of what Brainstorm Agency was. And so I sat down and I told him that I was just looking for experience, and that I was a major at Arkansas, or I was at Arkansas Tech University majoring in digital marketing. And so he gave me the opportunity, and I'm so grateful. And so here I am with you guys now.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
You mentioned something about a procedure, but
yeah, no, I had. So when
I think I might have seen it, but I'm not the guy like, hey, what happened?
No, yeah.
You
Well,
know,
it was. I don't know if you can see it, but it's definitely healed.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little more rough
yeah.
earlier because I saw it and I was like, I don't want to ask.
No, yeah, it's okay. But when I went and talked to Tel, I still had the tape over that, and they put a tiny hole where they plugged like a little suction because blood was leaking. So while I was talking to Tel, there was like a little suction that looks like a little bomb, and it was just suctioning my blood. Wow. Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
That's incredible. I mean, it just shows your resilience. You're over here with everything that's happening, and you're like, you know what? I need to go make things happen, because that's what you're doing. I need to go knock. I need to go talk to Tao.
Yeah.
And you're there, and you just had surgery. Like, that's amazing.
So I had surgery Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I was at home. Tuesday, I went back to school. Like nothing happened. Wow. Yeah. And so, like I said, I'm not the kind of person to tell my business out to the world. So I didn't like post it anywhere. I didn't tell anybody. I just,
like, hey guys, I'm
my
here. My
family knew. My closest friends knew.
Yeah.
And I just went on with my life, like this isn't going to bring me down. This is just a little bump on the road. And that just kind of shows you how like what a positive mindset I have.
That's great. And what would you say anybody watching, man? Because like at the end of the day, what we do is to inspire others. We're here for the community, and maybe a single mom that might be going through trials? Like,
Well,
what can you tell them?
just, it might seem like your world is ending and it might seem that you've hit rock bottom, but my thing, and, like I said, I am a big believer of God. So it's just turn to Him and pray and ask, help me, God, like, what can I do? And that's just me being realistic.
Yeah.
There was a very dark time when I found out I was pregnant. I had to come back home where I was bedbound. I stayed in bed. I didn't go out. I was extremely depressed and I'm in a very dark place because like I didn't have my partner with me. He was like, you know what, I'm sorry, but I can't. I'm not ready to be a dad. And I was like, well, I'm not ready to be a mom. And so we just didn't see eye to eye. And my parents taught me that you don't beg a man. So I didn't beg him. I didn't, I was like, if you don't want to be in our lives, that's on you. And I'm not bitter. If he wants to come back and be in my daughter's life, like that's perfectly okay. But regardless, he's not in our lives, and I was like, that's fine. I know that I can create a life for her and me that it's gonna be just as as good if he was with us.
What's your daughter's name?
Gianna Ruth. Yeah.
Gianna Ruth.
And so the way I got the name was that because I was in such a dark time that I was looking for biblical names for her, and Gianna means God's gracious gift, and Ruth means or Ruth was in the Bible. It's in the Bible. She was like a strong companion. So
That's great, man.
Gianna.
So Gianna Ruth, if you're watching this all these years later,
Yeah.
you have a very resilient mom. She's
Thank
probably
you.
ahead of a corporate. I mean, I don't know when she started watching videos, but hey, you have a great mom watching this.
Thank you, Obee.
That's great. I mean that you have an incredible story. So when you said, "Oh, I'm still writing," and like, bro, everybody has a story.
Yeah, but I feel like my story is continuing. My journey is continuing, and my goal for my life is just just have a great life with my family. I'm very family oriented.
Yeah.
I used to not be, but that was before I had a baby. I was kind
Change your
of,
perspective.
in a way, you could say I was lost. I was very lost. I kind of lost myself, and I didn't know who I really was until God brought me back home. And now I'm with people that love me. I'm surrounded by, people that want me to strive better. And so, yeah, here I am. And I am, like I said, I'm so grateful to be here working with you guys. Like, I'm so excited for the upcoming projects. And I'm just very excited and very grateful that you guys gave me the opportunity to be here.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're here, part of the team. I think that for me, what impresses me is, you just keep showing up. That's what matters. Once you're here, we can figure out the rest. But there's a lot of room for growth,
Yeah.
and I think that
There is.
we have a great team, and Tal's always usually visionary. He's always like his mind's always. So I'm like, I'm glad to be part of that.
Determined.
Yeah,
Definitely is.
I mean, he jumps out of airplanes, guys. So I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So
I could never.
me neither, man. He's tried to convince me, but I had a meeting with my wife, and I don't think it's gonna happen.
My cousin did. She jumped out of
Yeah?
an airplane, but
Well, I know 3 people that jumped out
I'm scared.
locally. What? Tao, Jonathan, Moises, and maybe, I'm not sure. We'll see.
I don't know. I feel like my luck, something would go bad, and then
Well, in the back of my head is like, maybe my parachute is the one that won't open that.
no, honestly, I feel like I have bad luck, but I feel like that's a mindset. I'm just
Yeah.
calling the negativity. So I try. Oh God.
I know,
That's
but
scary.
I know. That was funny. We had a meeting, and then tells like, "Hey, man, I won't be able to make it." Luckily, the client canceled. But
That's yeah. What like?
by the way, if you're watching this, Karen is the one that schedules all social media posts and everything for our accounts and clients. So if you wanted to know who does that, it's Karen right there.
It's me. Yeah. Here's the face. Yeah.
Anyways, I would never jump. Hey, I just want to throw this in there. It's out of the blue because I'm in the bandwagon right now. I just want to congratulate the Dodgers for winning the Super Bowl. I know. I'm just trying to see if you guys caught it. The World Series, and I have some Dodger blue socks.
It's a
Anyways, if you
diehard
guys want to
fan.
send me a jersey or a hat, get in touch. The what? Yep, I know. Yeah. Tao was like, "You're in the bandwagon." Yeah, I am. Because I honestly watched. Okay, whatever, it's out there. I watched it because they were in the series, and but my wife and son, they're like big Dodger fans. Like,
So you guys like baseball?
yeah.
Well,
And
y'all
so all
love
these
baseball.
games that were coming out, we were there right at 7 watching them. And
I used to play softball. I played one semester of college ball,
okay,
and I sucked.
yeah. Hey, I tried softball for one time, which is one time, and the guy was pitching it to me. I didn't hit no ball
What?
because it's a big ball and everything.
But I feel like a smaller ball would be harder to hit.
No, I didn't hit the big yellow ball they have. I don't know what he did, but I was swinging and it was just going.
It's just easier to hit the bigger ball.
Well, I'm afraid to say that I suck.
Yeah, me too. So we're both.
Yeah, man. Well, it's glad to have you here. Representing Danville, right?
Yeah.
And you're out here in Russellville with us right now. And I don't know if there's anything else you want to add, man. Just want to bring you out here and just have this conversation, which is great. I'm sure that whoever's watching, they're going to be inspired, and that's the point of what we do. So.
Well, I hope that this podcast really reaches like the younger community and just especially women like me, like young girls like me. And I'm just, it is possible, especially being a first generation Latina, going to college, being a single mom. So I just want to say that, yeah, you can get yourself out of that dark place, and you can do better for yourself. Like, here I am.
That's cool, man. I thought you were gonna start crying or something, and then I was ready to cry with you.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, no, maybe. I do get emotional when I talk about my parents just because I love them so much.
Yeah. Oh, I'm an emotional being. I know a lot of people see me with the face. They're probably like, "Man, this guy's dangerous." But nah, I start talking
Maybe,
about
yeah,
something.
a little, but I think I can,
Yeah, I
handle
start
my
crying right
emotions.
away. My wife knows I'm a crybaby.
Obee, I would like to see you cry.
And I have a tat, and I used to be in a rock band, but
I have one tattoo.
yeah.
Yeah, my parents were like, "Why'd you put that on your body?" Like, oh, I think that's.
Well, I hid my
actually.
first tattoos from my dad. I have some here. I would wear or try to wear long sleeves.
Mhm.
And then one time I came clean. I'm like, "Hey, Dad, gotta talk to you."
Yeah. Mine's behind my ear,
Yeah.
and it was free. But yeah, never again.
Well, long story short, I was like, "Man, my dad's gonna trip," and I told him. He's like, "I already knew." I guess he would come in the room when I was asleep or something.
Were your parents very strict or very traditional? Because you are Mexicano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're boys, so it was like
It's
they
it's
were
never the
strict,
same.
but then my dad's like laid back. My mom was like, "No," so it was like we had a balance.
Yeah.
You know. But I would say my mom would be the strict one, the one like.
Yeah,
and my dad's kind of like just.
I feel like honestly, yeah, Hispanics just have that stereotype of being very strict.
Yeah. And sometimes it's a good thing and bad thing,
No,
Like,
yeah,
there's a lot of things I
100%.
wasn't allowed to do back in the '90s that now I'm like, hey, they saw the future, They were like,
Yeah.
So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I was mad at
Mhm.
when I was younger, but I'm glad they put their foot down.
It's yeah, to give us they came here my parents came here to give me a better future, and like that's what they expect of me. And so
Yeah.
I do want to, in a way, it's like we're sharing a dream together. So in a way, I want to do that for them as well. So that's why I want to become successful.
Okay. And you will.
Yeah, no, I know I will. Like,
You will. Just be determined. Keep doing what you're doing. Never give up.
yeah, I have one
You'll
more
get
year
there.
left. I never thought that I would finish school, but here I am.
Wow. 1 year left?
Yeah. So I'm supposed to graduate next December, and so I'm excited.
Okay. Well, we got to make a.
The future is unknown.
I have to do a big party or something. Celebrate. You know how Hispanics do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're gonna be so happy. My
Some
parents. They're gonna
birria, some loud music.
I love pozole. I'm such a pozolera. Like my
Babe,
mom
if
has
you're watching, can you make a pozole?
my mom is, maybe I'm biased, but she is one of the best cookers I know.
No, well, moms are gonna be the best cook.
But
matter
no,
what.
actually, like people will come to her and be like, "Oiga, me puede hacer una cacelora, ¿cómo se dice?
Cazuela?
Cacelora,
Cazadores o
No,
tequila?
no, just scratch that.
Cazuela.
Be like, yeah, me puede hacer arroz, salsa o comida para eventos,
You're making me hungry, Karen. I
I'm
thought
sorry.
this was a podcast
But
about.
actually, it's because I could, yeah, I love my mom. I can talk about her all day. But she does make tamales for El Mariachi.
Okay.
in Danville. Yeah,
Every weekend?
every week. Yeah,
Every week?
or whenever he needs them.
So the question is, how come we haven't had any tamales here?
Because you guys haven't asked.
Well, we didn't know. So now we know. We're
Yeah,
gonna
now
put a
you
special
know.
order next week or something. Oh,
It's
you
like
want to
the
hear a story?
breading.
Do you want to hear a story? How
What's the?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because I
I think it
bought
would
tamales that are like this flat,
No, my mom's are
and
so
then
juicy.
too much masa,
No,
and then there's
hers
no
is
meat.
just a perfect balance of masa and like.
Okay.
Ay, me
What's your
encantan los
mom's
de
name?
rajas. Arcelia.
Arcelia.
Yep.
Arcelia, si está mirando este programa, mire, vamos a hacer una orden para que haga los mejores tamales que ha hecho en su vida, ¿eh?
Yeah.
Can't wait. De rojos y de carne verde. De pollo and puerco, right? Rajas. Rajas,
Oh,
you can't get
yes.
rajas right.
I
Not
love
anybody can do
rajas.
rajas. Anyways, we have a quick story before we finish. Guess how Tao ate his first tamale? Like, what do you, can you guess?
Oh, 100%. He ate it with the wrapper, with the corn's husk.
It's not because he's white, right? Right? No? Does that have to do anything with it?
No comment.
How was it, Tao?
Not the corn husk. Nobody stopped him.
So I told him, I asked him, have you ever had tamales, man? He's like, not really, man. Nah, I didn't know the situation.
Oh
and
my
then we went
gosh.
to a meeting in Dardanelle. They had tamales there. And I was like, do you want one? And he's probably like, okay, sure. So I prepared it though. I opened it up and everything. And then I think that's where he had a moment. Like, I need to unwrap this thing.
Oh my goodness.
I
That's
can only
funny.
imagine,
I've
like-
seen so many people on TikTok that tried tamales and they eat it with the corn husk. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Well, now you like them, right? But it depends who makes them.
Yeah, it does.
Because, yeah, if it's too much masa, it's just
Yeah.
no flavor.
Dry and it
Yeah,
gets sick.
so-
Yeah, but
And a lot of people in town make them, but it only takes a special kind of person to make them, right? So
exactly.
I've eaten a lot. I'm not being mean, but I still haven't found the ones. So maybe your mom's are going to. Let's hope.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay, well, that's it for me. I don't know if you want to add anything else. No,
I think that's all. But thank you so much for having me.
No, thank you for coming, and it's great to have you be part of the team. And I know that so much more is going to happen, not just the end of this year, but in 2025. And I'm hoping for the best. We're here now in the Co-Create Innovation Hub, Town Square Studio, where we run Eleva, Level Up Local. We have other people doing their content out of here. So if you guys want any more information, go ahead and check out rvtownsquare.com. Book a meeting. Just come visit us. It'll be great to have you here in this awesome space. I mean, I was here recording this week, and we're having a thing here, and I see people walking back and forth with ladders, chairs. I think I saw bowls. Bowl time is in the house. So it's an incredible time to just be here right now, and I'm glad you guys are watching. So thank you so much for your support always. And if you guys need to call us, what's that phone number, Tom?
1-888-711-4261.
Yes. And if anybody needs to talk to me or Tao, extension 102 or 101 or 101 or 102. What? Oh, you're asking me to. Okay. Once again, our number here is 800 number is 888-711-4261. You guys keep having an incredible day, and we'll see you soon.